How can you score 100 on 100 in English literature for the ICSE exam? In this video, I'm going to cover all the points that will make this journey for you a smooth and a comfortable one, and where it will not seem for you an impossible task. Yes, it is possible for you to get 100 on 100 in English literature for the ICSE exam, and in this video, I'm going to decode that. But before that, do subscribe to this channel. This is Nilanjana Sarkar, English language trainer and coach, and I'm on this mission to help millions of students in their journey of learning English. Okay, so let's get started. Is it really possible to get 100 on 100 in English? How many of you have given it a thought, or how many of you have wondered that it is really an impossible task to get 100 in a language paper? Well, times have changed, and in today's exam, it is really not impossible. So what are the things that you need to keep in mind if you really want to score 100 on 100? You need to mug up the book, or you need to do a lot of memorizing? Not really. So here are the strategies, and if you want to know all the strategies, please listen to this video till the end. The first strategy that I want to say or want to tell is keywords. That's the mantra, guys. If you use a lot of keywords in your answers, you have a chance to score full marks in your literature answers. Now, what are keywords? Keywords are nothing but the words and phrases which have been used by the author or the poet in the poem or the short story or even the drama. When you are using the keywords, the examiner or your teacher will get clarity that this child has read the text thoroughly, because for them, that is how they are going to evaluate you. If you write the same thing in your own words, you will definitely score, but you will not score full marks. So therefore, whenever you're reading a poem or whenever you're reading a short story, always try to highlight the keywords which refer to the character or a particular incident that has happened, and always try to write down those keywords in a separate notebook so that you can remember and you can go through them before your exam. As I said, that you may write the same thing in your own words, but when you miss out the keywords, you have a chance of scoring less. So, keywords is the mantra. The second and very important reason. When I was a teacher and when I used to teach in a school, I always saw that students, they tend to beat around the bush when they have to write a literature answer. It's like, fooling the teacher to some extent, and they don't know the answer, and what they do is they give all the additional information. They move on and they give the entire story, but whatever is required, that they will never write. So this is what I meant by beating around the bush. So never do that. The teacher or the examiner is clever enough to understand whether you really know the answer or not. And if you do this, if you just put on a lot of additional information which is not required, it's going to kill their time and they'll make all the more irritated. So never do that. Write your answer specifically, whatever you know. Even if your answer is a one-liner answer but has all the points, you have a chance to score full marks. The third way where you can really score full marks in literature is when you enjoy the story. Always don't decode the story, fragment the story in various ways, just by learning the answers and taking it from the exam point of view. At the end of the day, you are reading a story, right? So when you're reading a story, just enjoy the story, go with the flow. Try to feel what the author has tried to say. There are beautiful stories in your textbooks. So try to enjoy the story. Don't just all the time try to defragment and fragment everything from the point of view of question and answers. Yes, you need to obviously go through the question and answers, but first you enjoy the story and try to get the message what the author or the poet is trying to convey through his work. And of course, whenever you're preparing a poem or a short story, In your 10th grade level, the basic structure of the poem or the basic summary of the text is very important, where you get to know the content, what is there in the poem, what the poet has tried to say. And of course, at the same time, always keep in mind the symbolic interpretation of your text, so that you know the basic structure, what the poet is trying to say, and at the same time the metaphorical or the symbolic representation of the story or the poem. So both the things are important. Try to strike a balance between these two things. The last but not the least, when you're writing your literature paper or any paper, I would say this point is applicable for all the papers that you write. Please do maintain a logical sequence of answers. Don't try to leave the first question and write it at the end. Don't write the 10th question at the beginning and the first question at the end. Obviously, your paper will be checked, and the teacher or the examiner is compassionate enough to go and check your answers. But don't do that, because it's not a good practice. So try to answer in a logical sequence and in a chronological order, so that you can present a beautiful paper and score really full marks in your literature. So these were the strategies, and I'm sure if you follow these strategies, it's going to help you. So that was all for today. But do remember to subscribe to this channel for more valuable content, and give it a like, and please share this video with somebody who can benefit. Thank you. Bye.